Yo, what's the word? It's C Money, back with another very important conversation we need to have. So like, share, subscribe to the channel, and let's continue to have these conversations. Now today, we talking about R. Kelly, right? Everybody talking about R. Kelly, right? Sick dude, right? Predator, foul. It goes without saying, right? Like I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to waste time on that. We know he's a sick dude, right? What I want to talk about is the problem with untreated mental sickness in our communities, right? R. Kelly was molested at 7, grew up in a toxic environment. Psychologically speaking, the dude wasn't all up there. Mentally, you gotta understand that, you know, what they say, hurt people, right? This dude, and then on top of the fact he's so talented and accomplished what he accomplished, that just exacerbated the situation, right? So this is what we gotta understand. We talking about R. Kelly so much, and it's become such a trending topic that we gotta open our eyes and remember and understand that R. Kelly ain't a one-off, right? This is a continuing, existing problem in our communities right now. Now, R. Kelly, the Pied Piper, the R&B legend, right? He's gonna do what he does on an extreme level, right? But understand that these predators, these R. Kellys out there, they out there in all kind of different forms, right? And they may not be as extreme as R. Kelly, but our young ladies and our young women are subject to these predators in our communities. So when you talk about surviving R. Kelly, the conversation, what it really needs to be about is how are we going to survive the R. Kellys of the world, right? And how are we going to prevent this from happening? That's how we going to have growth, right? Stop talking about R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? Worry about the dude across the street that's going to be trying to talk to your daughter that's mentally fucked up and that ain't received the mental treatment that he needed to receive, right? Because it's out there and it's contagious and it's a lot of sick people out there, right? So let's talk about that. Let's talk about how to prevent this from happening, right? Where does it start? It starts in the home, right? It starts at a very young age. Parents, especially fathers of daughters, we need to be more involved, right? I got 3 daughters, right? You need to be, as a father, you need to be a protector of your child. You need to be highly influential in their life, especially in our communities, right? In our communities, we don't got the luxury of being naive enough to believe that somebody else is gonna care about the welfare of our child more than ourselves, right? It's our job to influence our children's lives, right? And we can't wait until they 16, 17 years old, right? From the age that your child is able to understand right from wrong up until about 14, 15, 16, you need to make sure that you have some very important conversations with them and you install some kind of values, principles, moral ethics, independent standards. You need to install this, especially in young women, right? You need to make sure that they rely and depend on themselves, that no man, no woman, no one they are dependent on, that they need for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Up until they become young adults, you need to be everything that they may feel like they need. So they're not looking for that when they get older, right? What I'm getting at here is, in our communities where we come from, we need to teach our young women to spot a creep a mile away, right? Now, now, if you train them up right, the R. Kellys of the world, they're going to be easy to spot, right? That's going to be an easy one for them. Like, oh, whoa, I ain't even going that way. They don't even give him the time of the day. That should be easy, right? Now, like I said, predators come in all kind of forms. There might be other dudes that are predatory that, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even got to be dudes that's trying to get girls that are underage. You know what I'm saying? That's some pedophile sick fuck shit. I'm just talking, just for instance, I'm talking about the dudes that just want to control a young lady. You know what I'm saying? The dudes that don't got a job, that's going to set a young lady back, that's going to force a young lady into a situation where she a single mother, right? They got to be able to spot them creeps too. And believe me, they harder to spot. We got to build stronger families. We need mothers and fathers in the home. And it starts with training your young lady up from an early age to know how to make the right decisions in life, right? Because it's going to get to a point where they got to make certain decisions, right? And that's what raising up a child is, right? Raising up a child is, by the time they get to an age where they're going to start making decisions without you, they should already know where to go, right? They should already know what decisions is the right ones to make. And I'm not saying they're going to be perfect, but what I'm saying is by the time they get 13, 14 years old, there are going to be situations that they can make a decision without you, right? Whether it be going to the store and seeing a friend outside and a friend saying, hey, let's go over here real quick. When they know they're supposed to be going to the store, that's when it all starts, right? That's when those decisions start to happen, right? So you got to put in them certain principles that make them say, you know what I'm saying, what I do, should I be doing this, right? Because by the time they get 17, if you haven't installed that in them, it's too late, right? Because now you trying to control them, right? They already need to understand, nah, that ain't for me, right? Nah, I ain't doing that. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a learning curve, but sometimes one mistake can be very costly, right? So as long as we talking to our children and explaining certain things to them and making sure that they're independent, then the predators of the world, the R. Kellys of the world, they'll be able to survive those, right? They won't have to deal with that because they're not going to put themselves in that situation, right? 13, 14, 15 years old, your child shouldn't even be nowhere without you knowing where they at, without you being very close, right? If your child goes anywhere at that age, you should be right there, right? Some stuff that happened in that R. Kelly situation, I'm not blaming anybody, but I'm saying that when you are not deeply involved, then it opens up an opportunity for things to happen that could have been prevented. So let's stay involved in our children's lives, right? I think that's the conversation more than anything else that needs to happen. Let's stay very, very involved. Let's be very influential, especially fathers with your daughters. Make sure you are very influential in their lives because you don't want them looking for a father figure in another man, because that's when you know it really goes bad. Let's also talk about the poverty that exists in our communities and how it relates to the R. Kelly situation, right? Because when you are taking a 5-figure payoff to basically sell your daughter's innocence, right? When you are creating psychological warfare on your young daughter and taking a payout from a sick dude, that speaks to the poverty in our communities. That ain't happening in other communities, right? That would never happen where the money wasn't needed, right? I mean, think about it. This dude had so much money and so much power, and he did it to such vulnerable people that these people are so broke that they taking 5-figure paychecks, 6-figure paychecks in order that their daughter don't get the justice from this sick dude. I mean, that's how bad. And that's what poverty is, right? It's so much bigger than just being poor, right? Look what it does to you, right? The fact that you would sell your daughter out for some money that you probably spent in a month, some money that you probably blew, and now your daughter is mentally fucked up forever, right? So, I mean, we got to do better as a community. We got to build wealth so that things like this don't happen in our communities, because it don't happen in other communities, right? We got to continue to stay on our kids' heads. We got to continue. And I'm not, listen, I ain't talking about your kids got to fear you. You know what I'm saying? Your kids got to respect you, and your kids got to understand that you are going to be involved, right? You are going to be highly influential in their lives. It's going to make a difference. We got to find ways to build wealth where in our communities this kind of shit don't happen, right? We got to continue to work at it. R. Kelly, he picked his victims wisely is all I got to say about that, right? He knew who to deal with. He knew who he could finesse and prey on, right? So the predators are out there. They're going to continue to be out there. Make sure that your child understands how to survive a sick dude like that. And even the dudes that's not as extreme as R. Kelly, like I said, there's still predators out there. They come in many forms. And if you don't want your daughter to end up being a single parent. I mean, things happen, but you want to make sure that we are building strong families, that when it comes time to choose a significant other, they are making the decisions that matter. I don't understand how a young lady can go and be with a dude that don't even got a job, that don't even have a hustle, that is not even a provider. You know, it starts there. When these young ladies start messing with dudes that ain't even a provider, that's a loser, that's sitting in the house all day and dick around, you know what I'm saying? And then she's forced to be a single parent, and then he don't even have no principles. And how you gonna teach somebody principles and values when you ain't got none yourself? You ain't even a stand-up dude. And you need to teach your daughters to never entertain for a second a dude that's not a stand-up dude, right? Because it starts there. We need strong fathers. We need strong families. Families are starting, female, it ain't, forget families. Dudes won't even marry these girls, right? These dudes are such losers, they won't even step up to the plate, you understand what I'm saying? And handle their business, right? So it's trying times, and it starts at home. That's the conversation. If you're going to take anything else from this R. Kelly disaster, build stronger families. Install certain principles and values in your young ladies. Let's have a father and a mother in the house, and that starts with you teaching your daughter what to expect from a man, right? When you run into when you're a young lady and you run into a dude and you just going with him because, oh, I like him, oh, his swag, it gotta be better than that. We gotta do better than that. Other communities don't do that. Other communities, young ladies, they ain't messing with no dude that don't even got a damn job. I mean, love is love, but let's have some requirements, right? Let's stay away from the creeps. Let's stay away from the predators and the R. Kellys of the world. And let's build wealth and make sure our communities never fall victim to these kind of predators that take advantage, right? That's what it is. Like, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. And let's continue to keep having these important conversations. And when you talk about stuff like R. Kelly, when stuff like this is trending, make sure that when you're having these discussions, you're having them with growth, right? Let's just not say, oh, R. Kelly's sick. Oh, I love his music. Nah, let's have some growth and let's learn from the trending topic, right? Because there's always growth in situations, and let's continue to have it. I'm out of here.